Looks like there's something to do with perhaps a financial loss. Five of coins here usually means it's an opportunity to, instead of considering the material world and feeling left out in the cold, it's an opportunity to keep your focus on the spiritual realm. Because what it says is, if you're concerned about keeping up with others, or what you own, with money, with things that are of like a physical nature, things that are in the material realm, it can be a source of loss. It can be a source of emptiness, feeling things are empty, feeling like you're left out in the cold, feeling like you need comfort. But one of the things in this card is that there's always the spiritual realm available to any of us at any time. And this is the riches of the world that is not rooted in the physical. So Five of Coins can sometimes mean financial loss, or it can mean feeling left out in the cold, feeling like you have been abandoned in some ways and are in need of comfort. But it also is an invitation to focus more on the spiritual side of things rather than just the physical. It's sort of like saying, instead of worrying about keeping up with the Joneses, you may need to focus on your emotional health, your emotional well-being, this sort of warm light that's coming from the church behind that's always available to you, instead of focusing on what's going on in the physical world. Because also too, with this Nine of Wands here, it's saying that there's a way in which you may be feeling like you keep getting knocked down, but you keep getting back up. You're needing to be the survivor card. That's what this card is. I sometimes call Nine of Wands Cool Hand Luke, because he keeps getting knocked down, but he keeps getting back up again. So this is a card of the high side of this card. It means like you can keep getting up no matter what knocks you down, even if you feel hurt by life in some way. It's funny because in the Rider-Waite, this card has a figure with a bandaged head as well. It's really the survivor card. So I see you as being a survivor of some sort of loss, or some sort of like affliction at the beginning of the month. And then be careful that you don't go into being paranoid or defensive. That can be the low side of this card. But this card does show a lot of endurance. So if you're going from some sort of loss, know that you have the endurance and you have the ability to continue getting back up to fight another day. It's just that you may need to tend to yourself right now as like a wounded survivor. I'm seeing the bandaged head here in both of these. So that's an image that's coming up for both of those. This card too says that you may need to look within. It echoes the theme of this card. This is Hangman. And for you Aquarians, this card is ruled by Uranus, which is your ruling planet. This means like walking your own walk and following your own unique, sometimes eccentric path. The Hangman in the upright position as it is here is not really worried about what other people think. These are in some ways similar, but in some ways opposites. Similar in the sense that there's an opportunity to focus on the spiritual world here. He gets enlightenment by seeing things in a 180 flipped perspective kind of way. He gets comfortable in his uncomfortableness. You can see it's an uncomfortable position, but he finds comfort there, and he is able to reflect on things and find insight. So in some ways, they're both opportunities for a spiritual view on things. This card is very concerned about what other people think. Whether you have enough money in the bank, what kind of clothes or purse you wear, or what kind of watch you have, what kind of car you drive. That's very much the focus of this card. This card doesn't care. This card doesn't give 2 cents about what other people think of them. This card is very comfortable being an outcast. In fact, that's one of the primary differences between these cards, is that this card is like the victimized outcast, the person who's forgotten, person who's left out in the cold. This person's an outcast, but they don't care. They're happy in that position. They're like, it gives me time to think. It gives me time to just be myself. And I'm comfortable. I'm enlightened. So If you're feeling like a survivor at the beginning of the month, Aquarius, that you've survived something that has caused you to feel wounded, realize that maybe it's you needing time out just to see things from your own unique perspective, to get some spiritual insight, and actually to reawaken your ability to dream and to envision things. This is the visionary card. This is Three of Wands. And this is someone who is dreaming. It's 3 is a creative number. So it's someone who's dreaming about what they want to create, what they want their empire to look like, what they want. You can see they're looking out on a blank field, and it's about waiting for your ship to come in, thinking about what you want to build, dreaming about what you would like to create. That's the 3 of fire energy. So what I'm seeing is that through accepting your own unique path, your own way of doing things, even if it makes you look kind of like an outcast, even if it's different from normal society's ways and traditions of doing things, you actually need that time to focus on dreaming. You may have forgotten how to dream and envision what you want. You may have hit a plateau as far as knowing what you'd like to create next. But by embracing your own difference from the rest of the world, by embracing your own uniqueness, your own eccentricity, it will reawaken this for you, Aquarius. Instead of feeling like a victim, that you always need to be on the defensive, you always need to be fighting, you're always looking over the shoulder for who's coming at you next, take some time to just be you and get comfortable with that. And remember what you want to dream about. Remember what you want to create. You may have lost sight of this because it's in reverse. It means there's resistance, fear, doubt. It's in shadow. It's in resistance. It's being held under the surface. So get comfortable in doing things your own unique way. Don't feel like you have to always fight. Don't feel like you're always left out. Just be you. Just do things your own way, and remember to dream. Remember to create what it is that you want. These two work hand in hand here. I also have a 3 card. Both of these cards are very creative. Another 3 here, which is collaborative work. 3 of coins. Sometimes this card can mean multiple streams of income because it's money, and it's 3, which can be indecisiveness on one side, but it's creativity on the other side. And in this card, it's about collaboration, because here in this deck, just the builder is depicted, but in the Rider-Waite, and traditionally there are 3 elements that come together, which is the builder, the architect, and the client who's going to be using the building. So collaborative efforts are highly favored here mid-month. I see it as turning your luck around. By dreaming in a collaborative way, Aquarius, you can tap into your own creativity that creates money, that is creative. Collaborative work is featured as far as creating money, creating results, creating projects, creating tangible results that you can see. So group projects, that's featured. You can see the difference between, say, even these 2 cards. When a financial loss or a physical material loss is suffered, this person needs comforting and help. This person's like busy helping themselves and busy creating something. So very much a difference between this isolationist, which echoes this card, versus collaborative work that brings money and resources to you. And this is the evolution of time. This is the changing of luck. I get the sense that collaborative projects help you evolve, help the hand of time to turn this circle so that whatever's on top will be on the bottom, whatever has been on the bottom will be on the top. This is the natural evolution of time. And I get the sense that 3 of coins helps you move forward. That's what I'm seeing with this wheel. It's helping you to move forward. So collaboration from the dreams of the creativity that you may have been resisting or have forgotten about. Time by yourself and acknowledging your own unique ways of doing things is going to help you unlock your maybe forgotten dreams. And then collaborating with others is going to move you forward in that direction. And it will also unlock other resources. There may have been a way in which resources felt like they've been unavailable to you, both with 6 of coins in reverse and with death here. There may be I'm actually saying there's a contract that's wrapping up. because Six of Coins is resources, it is knowledge, power. There's something ending here. So I'm actually seeing this as like a financial contract that ends, or maybe it was money that you used to have access to that's drying up. You know, maybe that bank account is gone, or that source of income is no longer available. But through what you create here, you will have extra money to have access to. It's just that this particular source of income may be ending. And Six of Coins has to do with the haves and the have-nots. Like, do you relate more to the person who has the money, who's handing it out, or the person who's receiving it, or the person who's not receiving it at all? And it's really about finding that balance. Like, where do you want to be on that scale? Something is ending in regards to that. I'm getting a source of money is drying up, and it may be that you need to do this collaborative work to move you forward, because this is going to be ending mid-month. So this is really the generation of any funds that is going to be available to you. Mid-December is a good time to collaborate with others, Aquarius. What else? I see a bunch of cards for the end of the month. All of these are in reverse. So there is something that is happening for you. I'm seeing in terms of authority and illusion, but there's a little bit of resistance that you may need to get through some of this with. So the first two that I'll talk about are the King of Coins. This is the entrepreneur. This is the businessman. This is the person who makes good business decisions. And this is Hierophant, who has to do with societies, laws, mores, conventionalism, traditionalism. I'm seeing with these cards in reverse that if you own your own business, or if you're thinking about going into business for yourself, doing things in a traditional, tried and true, conventional way is not really going to be that useful or helpful to you. It may have been useful in the past, because this is someone who does make good decisions, who is an entrepreneur, who is in charge of the money, you know, who does have a traditional, conventional role as far as how they're regarded by outside society. But right now, it's not going to yield you the same results that it has in the past, or it's not going to be that helpful to you. There is some way in which illusion and or dishonesty is being featured along with those. So this is the card of the Thief. It's the Seven of Swords, and it has to do with someone who's very me behavior, very much like cutting corners to get their needs met. Someone who can engage in dishonesty or criminality, definitely not pursuing the truth. This card is called Hidden Dishonor. So, and this card is also a card of illusion, a card of when maybe there's questions about the truth, like what do you really want subconsciously versus what's coming up, weighing things out. Both of these are sort of cards of illusion. Like, it's saying you can't trust it with these two together. So, or what do you trust? What do you choose to trust? They're both in reverse. So it's saying your discernment of what to trust and what not to trust may not be the best towards the end of the month, Aquarius. These two are usually trustworthy characters. King of Coins regarding the money, and Hierophant regarding spiritual matters, regarding how one conducts oneself in life traditionally. It's kind of saying to me that there's an entrepreneur who is stepping outside of society, acting like a rebel, and maybe not being truthful. So I don't know if that's speaking to you, Aquarius, or someone in your environment, but I'm just going to say be aware of that doing things in a conventional, tried and true way may not be your best mode of operation right now, and that there may be some dishonesty that you have to be on the lookout for, whether that's you or someone else. You have to really look through to see what's true or not, because there's some me behavior, and there's also this changeability of the moon. This is not reliable stuff. Between the two of these cards, the moon changes every night, and this guy comes and goes, just according to his own whims. So this is not something to build a foundation on. it's something that you may need to take a moment and consider what is trustworthy is what I'm going to get for those. These are authority figures, but not your best consults right now. Doing things in a non-traditional way is better right now, especially if you're an entrepreneur or financial advisor, or non-conventional wisdom is going to be better for you right now. So that's my reading for you, Aquarius, for December. I really see that being creative and collaborative is really going to forward you, especially if there's an old way of resources coming about that seems to be ending. You may have to do something in a unique, unconventional way, both with Hangman coming up, Hierophant in reverse. I'm seeing that doing things in an unconventional way is going to be beneficial for you, especially you Aquarians are sort of unconventional by nature. And that giving yourself time to just be yourself and unlocking and remembering what it's like to dream and create is going to help you get to this 3 creative energy. That's where your money is going to come about, especially if you're feeling like left out in the cold. It's just me. My head is wounded. I feel like a victim. I just feel like I keep getting knocked down. I keep having to get back up. Collaborate. This is a really good card for you this month, Aquarius. 3 of coins, multiple streams of income, collaboration, results, tangible results, totally different from this. And by the way, this heals the social aspect of it. This is someone who's victimized out there on their own. This is someone who's working with others. So be aware that something might be ending regarding resources, and then try doing something that is a little bit different from normal traditional stuff, unconventional, especially as it comes to running your business if you're an entrepreneur. But be careful of not going into territory that's dishonest or not representing things as they truly are. That's a warning there. So that's my reading for you, Aquarius. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to give it a thumbs up or share it with another Aquarius who you think might enjoy it.